So check this out, fam. Let me explain something to you about the mega carriers. The mega carriers, which I think they should be paying way more money than they're paying. Now understand this. I started out with a mega carrier, and I think they started me out with like 50-some cent a mile. Maybe it was 40-some cent a mile back then. But I didn't know no better. I had just gotten into trucking. It was back in 2009, and I had a team driver. I started out with a trainer. I started out with a trainer training me. And he was getting all the miles, and he was making all the money for training me, which I still didn't get the proper training. You gotta have patience to do that. You know what I mean? But still didn't get the proper training, but I still got here and I learned what I need to do. But my purpose for making this video is to let you guys know, driving for these major companies, they do not pay you what you deserve. Everybody's taking a piece of your cut. And what I don't understand is, a driver makes the company go around, no matter how many contracts that a major carrier gets. No matter how many contracts they get, the company will not make no money if you don't have a driver, especially a safe driver, to move that freight. That's why it's such a high turnaround rate. So before you go to some of these companies, and I understand you got to get your experience up. If that's the reason, let that be the reason. You know, some require 6 months, 8 months, a year. And right now, I think the standard is between 8 months to a year to actually go local or go, you know what I'm saying, go to one of these companies that's going to pay you a little bit more money. Do your research. Ask what is the pay per mile before you even get behind the steering wheel. You know what I mean? They give you these sign-on bonuses, which personally, that's your money anyway. You dig what I'm saying? But you got to think about this. Let's say 50 cent or 60 cent a mile. I would respect it better even if they paid $1 a mile. And that's still low balling you. You got to think about what you're doing. And how I come to grip with this after the years that I was working for these companies, and I'm not gonna mention no company's name, but I'm gonna put the word mega in front of them, and you can do your research and just type up mega companies. They'll tell you all the companies I'm talking about. Every last one of them lines up under that. But once you go independent, wait, let me jump back one. The lease, if you lease from one of these companies, before you get those keys, break down everything that you're gonna have to pay on. Because back when I did my lease, it wasn't as rough as it is today. It was money out there, which you can pick your own loads by working on the load board. Once I got on that load board, when I tell you, I said I took a whipping to get to this point. Man, working over the road, being away 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, every week you out, you get a day at home. Man, you come out better working locally, man. You'll make more money once you get your experience up working locally versus being on the road. You gotta think, being on the road, you're being away from your family. You staying in different truck stops. You eating some of this truck stop food that's not healthy for you. These companies do not care. And they'll send you places where they know the load is not gonna be ready till the following day. Or if it's on a Friday, until that next Monday. So you just be sitting. A lot of them do that once they hand you them keys, man. And they hire these dispatchers, man. Where do they get these dispatchers from? I think every dispatcher should have driven a truck first, so they will know how to treat the drivers. Because a lot of them put their foot on your neck as if they own the company. It don't work like that. It do not work like that, man. If you got a dispatcher on your back like that, telling you, you know, anything on the outside of doing the job, you already know you need to be on time with the load. But if not, you keep a rapport with that company as well as with that shipper or as with that consignor. You can pick up the phone and do that yourself. You know what I'm saying? But talking to some of these dispatchers, they got some of the nastiest attitudes, and some of them have never stepped in a truck, period. But I had to go through all that to get round to the load board. And once I had somebody turn me onto the load board, man, I went out and I got my own truck and started running my own loads. I worked for a company, and I'm gonna put that out there. I worked for a company called Gold Coast out of Elgin, Illinois. Man, best company I ever got on with when it come to independence. You dig what I'm saying? And they was doing 15% of my loads, but I was running up under their DOT number and their broker number. You dig what I'm saying? And I ran for them for, let's say, for like 8 months. And I was one that was out there. I stayed out there 2 and 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's like I go home, check on the crib, and I'm back out there because I was all about stacking my cash. But my first load, and I'm gonna post it at the end of this video. I went from Elgin, Illinois to, I think it was San Bernardino, California. Don't get me wrong, it was somewhere out there. You'll see it when I post this. I had 2 stops on that load. That load paid somewhere like $11,000 some odd dollars. And after my truck note payment, my insurance, them getting their 15% out, I still wind up like $8,900. I'm telling you, man, these companies, they robbing the drivers. And I don't understand how some of the veterans out there is not saying this. They robbing these drivers, man. They taking all their money. And then you get these young guys out here on the road, stick them out here in these trucks with no good training and thinking there's not going to be an accident. And now they putting cameras in the truck to watch what you're doing, which you should be safe in these trucks anyway. But it's crazy how they making all this money off these contracts. And when it trigger down to the person that's actually making the money for the company and being safe and delivering this freight from one end of the country to the next end, or one end of the state to the next end, and you making 50 or 60 cents a mile, come on, man. Man, y'all stay tuned, man. I got a lot of information I'm going to put out because right now I'm getting unloaded. And I just caught a video where this young lady was talking about, you know, she went local. I've been with local. I'm not doing the OTR stuff. And only way I would do that out there again, which I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I take my truck and I get on the road and I pick my own loads. You know what I mean? And I ain't got to worry about no dispatcher talking reckless to me. Because I feel like this. Those people behind those desks that had never been behind the truck don't know what it is to survive out here in this wilderness. And people say, which I have heard, that dumb truck driver. You don't understand, that truck driver got to navigate itself through some of the most roughest terrain, stay in some of the most hideous places. And then some of these shippers and consigners, when you go to them, they know you got a certain amount of time you can drive. They won't even let you stay on the property if you need to park and get some sleep. I don't understand. There should be a law against that. I think every shipper and every consignee should have some designated area if they got a load being picked up or being received on their yard. Y'all stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I'm finna show y'all everything when it comes to dealing with this trucking that I have learned, so you'll be up on it. Trucker Blue, y'all stay blessed. 100.